Well, howdy there, folks, and welcome into tonight's video, okay? Not a scary video, although usually when I record a video late at night, it's usually something scary related. Tonight's not a scary video, okay? I want to talk a bit about the state of the stock market, mentalities I'm seeing out there, frustration I've seen out there kind of build, and things like that in regards to not just really the stock market and stocks. I've seen it in the financial markets in general recently, okay? And I kind of just want to drop some gems for you guys and give you a little perspective and a little, kind of frame of thought to kind of think about when you're seeing all these different things kind of play out. Because I understand some folks, get frustrated. They're like, they see different situations and they're like, why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing that? Things like that. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this as always. If you don't mind, smash the thumbs up. That's all I ask for. Okay, so we saw what happened with GameStop, right? GameStop had this unbelievable rise. I think it peaked at, what was it, $483, I believe, or something like that, right? Then there was the whole Robinhood situation, and was other brokerages, and there was that whole mess, right? Then that dies down, right? And all of a sudden, that all those kind of stocks kind of fade away for a bit, right? Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, rises not just cryptos, but specifically Dogecoin, right? And Dogecoin rises, and then all of a sudden, the whole world's attention is on Dogecoin, right? And, GameStop, next thing you know, they're doing SNL skits about it. It's like the talk of everything, not just the financial markets, but it's the talk of everything, right? Next thing you know, Dogecoin takes that position. And all of a sudden, GameStop moves to the background, and that whole group of stocks move to the background. All of a sudden, Dogecoin. You can't miss it. Dogecoin everywhere, right? Then all of a sudden, very recently, Dogecoin all of a sudden fades away. Now AMC stock has come up, right? And that's the talk of everything, okay? And so some folks see this, and they see the activity, and they see, oh my gosh, somebody made, $10 million from GameStop. They see the story about somebody became a millionaire in Dogecoin, right? That was plastered everywhere. They see, my friend over here just made, $100,000 on AMC stock. And they see this, and they start to get frustrated if they have any sort of long-term mindset or something like that, right? Some folks do. Some folks are okay with this. Some folks are understanding, but some folks start to question. They're like, man, why am I trying to get 20% or 30% a year and focusing on reading annual reports and listening to conference calls when I could just stuck all my money in Dogecoin and made a bunch of money, or stuck all my money in GameStop or AMC and made a bunch of money and things like that? And people start to get frustrated, right? Because they see this sort of activity, okay? And so I think a lot of times what happens is first off, you can't hate on somebody if they made money from any of those sorts of things or any sort of activity where if you feel it might have been a gamble they took and they made money for that, you can't hate on that. Like, good for them. That's their own decision, right? I live in Vegas, right? There's a city built on gambling at the end of the day, right? And if, I have a friend or a family member in town, let's say, and they come in, they're like, man, I'm going to go down the strip. I'm going to gamble $10,000 tonight. I can say, listen, man, I don't think that's such a good idea. You're probably going to lose that money like the casinos win. Don't you know that? And they're like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, okay. And then they go down the strip and they make that 10,000 into 100,000. And they come in my house with a briefcase of money. And I'm like, what am I going to tell them? You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to tell them? Like, I'm not going to tell them anything, especially if they're winning. Like, what am I going to say? Like, I'm just going to look like a dork in the end. And be like, oh, yeah, well, sometimes you lose. And they're like, what? I got $100,000. You can't do that. So you can't hate on somebody. You just got to congratulate them and be like, hey, man, awesome for you. You know what I mean? That's just the way it's got to be. That's just the way it's got to be, okay? Now, in relation to you, do you start questioning yourself? Do I then say, why didn't I go down the strip and put 10,000 at the casino, right? And you start to have these questions. You're like, why? Well, I should have done that too. Like, I'm jealous of them, man. They just made 100K so easy, right? Imagine you work, you work at a job, you make 60K a year, and your friend there just made 100,000 on the strip in one night, and you're like, why? Why did I not do that, right? And you start questioning yourself, like, come on, man. You got to understand there's a lot of distractions at play in life, and they're there for certain reasons, okay? You got to understand that. They're there for certain reasons. And first off, let's talk a little bit about Wall Street, right? And let's talk a little bit about the tax man. Let's talk a little bit about the government, right? First off, does Wall Street want you to be a long-term investor or have more of a short-term mindset and be a short-term trader? Who do they make more money off of? I'll give you a couple seconds. Yes, short-term investors or short-term traders, right? Whenever somebody's doing all those transactions, right, a lot of times these brokerages are making all these different fees from that, right? They're getting all these cuts from all these other companies and these clearinghouses and all this stuff, right? And so they hardly make any money from me, right? I make a $100,000 investment, boom, and then I make no move for the rest of the month. They're like, do something with your money, man. Come on, make some moves out there, right? Meanwhile, the other guy, he's making all these trades left and right, and the brokerage is like, yes, give me all that money, right? They love all that sort of activity, right? And so there's definitely like the best thing a casino can do, essentially. The best thing a casino can do is have you win when you're a new gambler, right? You never really gambled. You never really been to the casino before. You go into the casino. The best thing for the casino is that you actually win that first time at the casino because you get that adrenaline going and you're like, oh my gosh, I just made $80. I just made $200. I just made $400. You're like, oh my gosh, this is like amazing. Why did anybody ever say gambling is bad? No way, man. I just made all this money. This is amazing, right? That's the best thing a casino could ever do is have you get that great feeling right off the bat, right? Because then they know there's a chance they got you hooked, right? If you go that first time and you lose, let's say you go with $100 and you lose that $100, they just ruined that initial feeling, right? All of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, this is a scam. Yeah, casinos, they suck. This is a scam, right? And so if you think about it from the context of imagine you're a new person in the stock market, right? Would they rather have you lose money or make money? Well, make money certainly. And would they rather have you be a long-term player in the market, right? Would they rather have you be a short-term player? Of course they would rather have you be a short-term player. They're going to make so much more money off you. It's ridiculous, okay? Not just that. You know who else makes more money? Uncle Sam, okay? When you're taking short-term profits and things like that, you are taxed at a much higher rate than if you take long-term profits. So guess who benefits by you being brainwashed into short-term activities, right? The government wins and Wall Street wins. The brokerage win. All that, they all make way more money, okay? So right off the bat, you got to understand there's certain reasons things are the way they are. They would love you to be distracted and all of a sudden be like, oh man, I got to start getting into this stuff. I do this, got to do that, right? Then they know they got you. They got you. Because even if you make a gamble here and you make a bunch of money, right? Cool. Chances are you're going to end up losing that money over time, right? No different than my friend. He makes $100,000 at the casino, right? Next thing he's like, let's go out again tomorrow night. I got to find the next one. Because people don't just like cash out and like, oh, I'm good now. It's not the way this works. It's not the way any of this works, right? Of course, you make a bunch of money. You want to go back. Let's take them for everything this time, man. Let's take them for everything. We're going to own this casino by the end of the night, right? Start feeling real cocky, real confident, okay? I've been living in Vegas long enough. I've seen enough friends and family come to town. I know the mentality. I know the way people talk, right? And now we're going to really take them down. Okay? And next thing you know, they lost all that and some, right? That's the way it works. And so if you are somebody with a long-term investor mindset, and you are seeing these sort of distractions, you have to make a decision in your life on what route you want to go down. Okay, you have to make that decision. Are you going to stay over here and in your lane and doing your thing, or are you going to join these other lanes and things like that? That, man, when it works out great, but man, when it goes bad, it's going to go really bad, right? At the end of the day, like if somebody wants to pay, $100 billion market cap, you can't make any fundamental, basis on somebody paying $100 billion market cap for, whatever stock, right? Unless that stock is, has an unbelievable story going for them on the fundamental side, right? But if they want to pay 50 billion, 100 billion for that, that's their own decision at the end of the day. That's not for you to make your decision, right? You got to focus on what you're doing and where you're going, right? Imagine you're in a committed relationship, right? And all of a sudden, you're a guy in a committed relationship and you see, oh, there's a cute girl over there. And oh, there's a girl over there being flirty. And then, oh, look at that girl. She looks nice over there. And there's all these distractions. And you're like, man, it's up to you. You want to go over there and then that relationship, or where are you trying to go? Like, what are you trying to focus on? I know that there's been many times in my life where there's been plenty of distractions in my life, and I had to make decisions on which route did I want to go, right? I remember when I was like focused on learning investing at, 18, 19, 20 years old, when everybody else was worrying about like who's having the party tonight, right? And I could have made decisions in my life like, oh, let me go, to the party tonight and things like that. I can promise you I wouldn't be here in front of you today. I wouldn't be worth listening to. If I wouldn't have stayed focused, like I wouldn't have, got to the amounts of money I got to and got to the amount of knowledge I had and those sorts of things, right? I had to make decisions. Am I going to stay focused or am I going to get distracted by things? Okay. And that's a question. So for me, right, it's not like I don't ever gamble. I understand if I go to the casino, hey man, maybe I hit it big, maybe I don't, right? But I stay away from that activity for the most part, right? I'm not there to like, that's not my main strategy. Like if, that's not my main strategy in life. Let's just put it that way, right? If a friend's in town or a family member's in town, they really want to go, hey, I'll go with you. I understand going in, I'm probably going to lose my money, right? And if I do make money, awesome. And I double up and triple up and quadruple up my money, that's sweet, man. But that's not my strategy, right? I understand like I got to have a strategy in life around business and investing and those sorts of things. My living can't be made by making different gambles out there and things like that, right? So that's what's really important. And at the end of the day, you just can't fall into the trap that they want you to fall in, because I promise you, there are certain traps that are set up for certain reasons. And people just don't realize it at the time. They literally don't realize it until it's too late. And unfortunately, they think they're winning, and really they're just, it's just going to end certain ways that they don't even see possible, they don't even see coming. And because that's what happens every single time. Every single time throughout financial history where people thought they had the big edge over everything, it usually ends in tears, right? Remember back in the 2007 through 2009 recession, right? Prior to that, there was this thought. Everybody thought they had the system figured out. Buy an extra home, buy another home, buy another home. So easy to make money. This is the way it's done, man. Buy another home, buy another home, buy another home. Just keep buying homes, man. This is like how it's done. This is the easy money, right? Everybody was doing it. Everybody felt like this is the way to, like the way to riches, man. Buy another home, buy another home. They just go up in price, man. I'm gonna be worth $6 million by the end of this year, and I was worth 2,000 at the beginning of the year, right? That was the thought process, right? And next thing you know, like all of a sudden, everybody's like, whoa, what happened? What happened? The lights went out. What did happen? What did happen? Right? Just like that, the rug is pulled out right underneath everything. As soon as everybody thinks they got the whole system figured out, right? They got the whole, this is a new wave, man. This is the new easy way to make money. As soon as folks start thinking that and the masses really start feeling that, the rug's pulled right out. And it happens so fast. It happens so fast. And people just don't even see it coming. And it's just interesting because every single time like folks feel like they've got it figured out. And they feel like this is good. Like, we're good now, man. We're good. We got the new system down. They can't beat us. We're going to win. We're unstoppable, right? And then the rug is pulled out so quickly, man. It happens again and again and again. And it will keep happening. And guess what? After this AMC stock situation, the next situation happens. And the next situation. It's not like this ends, okay? After AMC, it's the next thing. And after that thing, it's the next thing, right? Just like it was, it was GameStop, and then it was Doge, and then it was AMC. That's just in this year alone, right? There's going to be more things coming, right? And then the next thing, and then all of a sudden that's a distraction, right? And then all of a sudden the market switches, and the market starts going down, and everybody's like, dude, I need to start buying put options and short selling. Everybody's making so much money on puts and short the market, buy puts. This is such an easy way to make money, right? And as soon as everybody starts thinking that, it switches back the other way. Every single time it happens. I watched a lot of people lose so much money in April, May of 2020, right? Because it looked like, oh my gosh, things are going to get worse and worse, and the whole economy shut down, and Rona numbers are going up, and oh my gosh, so we're going to be shut down in the economy for years, and everybody had been making money prior to April, right? Making money hand over fist in put options specifically, but even shorting the market, right? So all of a sudden people started, oh, I got to short the market. I got to buy puts. Oh, it's going up a little bit. Oh, it's going to go back down. It's going to go down worse. Dow's going to 10,000. And they thought they had it figured out. And then it switched. And the market just went on this crazy bull run, right? This crazy bull run that was epic. And, the longs, were fortunate. And you got to ask yourself, what is tried and true in the market? What is tried and true? And what is distraction stuff, right? In the tech bubble, the thought was, put your money in tech stocks. It doesn't matter the valuation. It's easy money. Tech stocks. That was the talk, right? And then next thing you know, what happened? As soon as everybody started flooding in and they're like, this is the wave, man, this is out. As soon as it started to happen, NASDAQ tanks. And it doesn't just tank for, a few weeks or a few months. It tanks for years after that, right? As soon as everybody figures out, like, this is the new easy way to make money, man. As soon as that starts happening, the switch happens right after it. And all of a sudden, pulled right out. And everybody that thought they had the system beat is also like, oh, man, what just happened there, man? It's the way it works. You got to ask yourself, what is tried and true? What is tried and true in the money space, right? What is tried and true? Owning businesses and investing in great businesses, right? That is what's tried and true. If you look at every single person on the Forbes list. Every single one. They either got their money from three ways, okay? Inheritance, they built great businesses, or they invested in a ton of great businesses, right? That is how it is done, right? These gambles and these sideshows, man, it can make people money in the short term. You cannot deny that. You cannot deny that. Just the same as if I go on the strip tonight and decide to go gamble some money, I could potentially make a ton of money, right? Potentially. You cannot deny that. But what I am 100% sure on is no one got there by making a bunch of gambles. I 100% guarantee you, and all of them played at a very high focused level, okay? All of them. And you got to understand, if you want to get to the sort of money that you can really have true financial freedom, you need millions, okay? Millions. There's this whole notion that it's like $1 million or something like that, man. If you're young, good luck living on $1 million for the rest of your life. I'm just going to be honest, like, unless you live in some country where it's insanely cheap. Nevada's, somewhat affordable. And I can tell you, you're not going to make it on $1 million in Nevada. It's just not for an extended period of time. Like, you'll start blowing through money left and right. Never mind, you start going down to those casinos, okay? That's the way it is. And so if you want to build up to sustainable wealth and get true financial freedom and, like, retire for life, be good for life, things like that, you need at least $3 million. That's the thing a lot of people don't understand. And to get to $3 million, you don't just get there usually by taking some gambles. And if you do, respect. And if you really can cash out and do it that way, respect. But I just know most people, they don't do that. If you win big like that, you want to go back, man. You want to get some more. It's just a question of how long does it take them to get you back there? Does it take them a day, a few weeks, a few months, a year? How long until you come back? They know you're going to come back. You make a bunch of short-term money from Wall Street, they know you're going to come back for the next thing, right? They know you're going to come back. And, if you're into, sort of gambling activities, they're going to take you, man. They're going to take you every time. It's just the way it works. So, yeah, the system is the way it is for certain reasons. And, I'll just leave it there. Anyways, much love as always, guys. And stay focused. That's all I can say. Stay focused. Peace. Oh, have a great day.